Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon. Good whatever it is. Good evening, wherever you are in the world. Good early morning, where if you're over in you're in the middle of the night in North America or Latin America. Hope you're well. It's just gone 7:30 here in London. We've had some key data overnight. You can see here on our calendar. Australian inflation came in a tad lower than expected. The annualized number came in at 3.7% from 3.8%, nearly twice what the central bank, the RBA, are looking for, this 2% target level. In fact, the RBA are a bit more relaxed than some of the others, but still, it's much higher than they expected. I remember last week they were the first of probably many major central banks to actually raise rates in 2026. If we just look at the reason for that, if we look at the calendar, the graph here of the annualized inflation in Australia, since the summer low last year down here at target, just under 2%, and it was looking okay during most of 2025. We started the ramp up from the end of the summer here in the northern hemisphere, beginning of winter in Australia, and inflation really spiked up, and it was getting very, very persistent. So for all of 2026, it's been over 3.5%. The best reading was 3.3% here. It would be starting January, but that was a glip to the downside, if you like. And the other worrying thing was it was above expectations for the last 3 months. So it came in at 3.7% just now, so it's a tad better than expected, but they've already acted to on that stickiness of inflation, which we've talked about for a long time. Obviously, we're a lot lower than we were immediately post COVID back here in 2022 and 2023. Here we're all the way up to uh, over 8% in Australia, and it came down quite nicely. Looked like we were settling, but post excuse me, post tariff announcement, say from August, it's moved higher quite persistently, and then it's got stuck, it's got sticky, and it's still at 4%. So the RBA have acted last week, and let's see how that action pars out. Obviously, with the global energy crisis, um, obviously, no country in the world is protected from it completely. Ironically, the best is the United States, but obviously Australia, a big exporter to the Asian market. Fertilizer is a big part of their exports, and so the cost of those being hit because of the cost of crude oil. And Australia is a minor producer of fossil fuels, but really still a significant importer. So that was the Aussie move. If we look at the Aussie dollar on the statement now, we'll come back to the open. We got a trade triggering or triggered just before I came live, actually, here on the 5 minute time frame on the DAX. We'll come back to that in a minute. That's what we do here first thing this morning. But if we look at the Aussie dollar on that inflation data this morning, look at the Aussie against the dollar. Where's it gone? There it is. 69.64. So it's been, that's 5 minutes. It's got the hourly chart. It was under pressure yesterday, quite significantly, the Aussie dollar against along with the Kiwi and the Swissy against the dollar yesterday. So we couldn't get and hold 70 as we recovered yesterday. We were under pressure. Dollar weakened in close yesterday, but we couldn't break that key 70 level. I remember being over 71, 72 not that long ago for the strong run the Aussie dollar has had. But we couldn't get back over 70 this morning, early trades, and we've been drifting lower. So this has been a sort of weak all day, and then you see on the hourly chart, that would have triggered short there at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock this morning, and that's drifting lower. Final second target will be down here, the low from yesterday, just above the bottom of the Bollinger Band there at 69.52. Would be the hourly target here for this mean reverting strategy, but we might also be back into a pivot area where we are now, just at 69.60, but certainly weaker on the day. The other major inflation news today that's come out in the last 40 minutes was from the United Kingdom. We just put in sterling, and that, on the other hand, was in line, but it was actually a tad. Where's my calendar gone? that came out this morning. As you can see, UK inflation, as you can see here, annualized number in line at 3%. And again, it's obviously not as hot as it is in Australia, but it's hotter than the Bank of England would like. And again, similar a movement here, a rally during 2025. It's been cooling. So the Bank of England haven't acted on cutting rates. Many people were hoping that would happen in the March meeting, obviously because of the war. That hasn't happened, and obviously we now have a more than I think it's something. I think the last time I looked, I think it was about a 55% chance of the Bank of England actually raising rates during 2026 because of this impact of this 4-week-old war causing this energy crisis, oil, gas, heating oil, jet fuel, all those inputs to the economy can be quite spiky. So it's come in in line with expectations at 3%. But remember, the Bank of England, central banks want it down here 2%. And again, pre tariff malarkey from last year, actually the year before, wasn't it? We were more or less getting to our 2% target here in the UK, but back to 3%. Not as bad as it was at the end of last year when we went to 3.8%. So for the it's a excuse me, it's a good news story for the government. Obviously, didn't get the press it probably deserves, given the press coverage here in the UK, and like in most places, dominated by some big nationalist right wing press barons. But trying to move down to the 2% target, as with all banks. Andrew Bailey, last interview we had, the governor of the Bank of England, quite sanguine about inflation and quite realistic, I thought, about the impact of potentially trying to see through this situation. So there we go. The two big high impact event news today. It's March the 25th, isn't it? So it's Hockey Day in Cyprus today in Eastern Europe for all my Greek and Cypriot friends. It's a day's holiday, I know. So hope you're all enjoying it. If anybody's watching here in Greece and stuff. Due to speak to the National Republican Congress Committee dinner in Washington, it'll be a right old backpacking exercise full of sycophants for the president. Any news on the war will obviously be market moving, a bit like his comments, or before his comments. We had those massive moves for oil and equities in the futures market. Obviously, Trump family money benefiting from what the president was about to say. Looks, and friends, looks unbelievable. But anyway, there you go. I've never seen a president like him, and hopefully he'll be he will be gone in 3 years' time. And he still, I mean, politically, he still doesn't really get that when he's coming up against people like Xi and Putin. But anyway, it's my like my political views out. I probably shouldn't. But anyway, sterling not really moved on that data this morning. If we look at the hourly charts, you see we're sort of very much still range bound now, but. Today we're back under. Can't really see it. There's too many lines on there, Stuart. That needs tidying up. Back under 134. The key 135 was breached a while ago now on the daily time frame, and all the way back here at the end of February. And we've been as low. Looked like we were heading strongly, big strong move down against sterling. Strength of the dollar here, right into this 132 area, but we've recovered quite strongly as well. Another 200 pips back to the 134 area, but we're really sort of, as I said before, sort of consolidating sideways. The dollar strength has held, but it's where we go from here now. The longer the war goes on, you would argue the stronger the dollar can get, but it's down to the credit market as well. Treasuries, I think on Friday the 10-year was 445. I think it's come down a wee bit this week. Yeah, 445 it closed on the 20th on Friday. Yesterday we were down to 438, but it's really the credit market that's driving the strength of the dollar as well. So and the weakness in gold continues. So there we go. Not a lot of news today. We've got Lagarde speaking in about an hour's time. She's at the ECB Watchers Conference. And again, she plays a really straight bat when it comes to defending the EU, ECB, and the euro in general. So Miss Lagarde may move the euro. Uh, Again, let's have a look at what the euro's doing this morning. Euro dollar one under 116 again. So moved higher this week, but again, nothing to move it further to the upside. So we're just hanging uh, loose as we closed on Friday over 116, and we've held it so far this week, and we've just slipped back under at the moment. So we need to break away from this zone if the euro is going to start to pick up and continue this bounce from under one from 114.20 to 116. So another 200 near 200 pip move to the upside weakness of the dollar since the 13th, since the middle of the month. And obviously, we've got this is the last full trading week of March. Many will be closing their account for March and for quarter. Remember, it's the end of the quarter. Obviously, technically, Monday, Tuesday, the month ends. April starts on Wednesday. Places like Japan, United Kingdom coming up to the end of their tax year as well, both business and personal tax years. So a lot of that you see some significant movements for sterling and yen at that time of the year. So that'll come into play as well the end of this week and next week. So watch that as we go forward. So 116 sterling against the euro were 86.63. So the weakness from the beginning of March has continued. Again, we had a little bit of a bounce from the middle of March, but we're still in the under half of the Bollinger Band and under the 20-day moving average, which sits now at 86.70. I don't know when you trade the euro pound. I'm interested in it because I've got cash and investments in both currencies. It's purely a personal thing. There we are. Let's just run through the where we are with the markets before we look at the trading the open. We've got 10 minutes to go. Actually, let's do that afterwards, and let's have a look at where we are with our indices trading. So DAX, we just triggered long. Obviously, the trend is very much down. We had a big bounce on Trump's comments. Obviously, he was speaking to the Iranians on Monday. We were down a lot of yesterday, but we actually closed positively for stock markets. It was a bit mixed in the United States. More or less flat on the Dow yesterday. It was off 84 points. The Nasdaq was off 184 points, down 0.84 of 1%. That was the weakest of them all. And the most important of them all, the most important stock market in the world, I would argue, is the S&P 500, and that was down 0.37 of 1%, closing at 6,556 yesterday. So futures again have gone a bit weaker this morning. Brent is over 104. This is, I said yesterday, the absolute epicenter of everything is the oil market, and yields are pressured while tech continue to underperform. Yesterday, Nasdaq was the worst performing, as I said, off 0.84 of 1%. Anyway, back to our morning trading. The DAX alive. There we go. Nice one. First target hit nicely. Second target hit nicely. It's against the trend. So remember what we do here. Now let's move the stop loss up quite tightly to the bottom of the wick of the candle we've just moved. We may see a turnaround. There's our pre-market high we'd marked earlier from opening trades at 1 o'clock this morning. Our pre-market low, which we were heading into. Interestingly, I put that on as I was putting this on the chart. The long trade triggered, so we were long from 22,836. Our first target was just a few points ahead, so we went from 837 to 853. That's 16, 15 points to the spread off at least 10, 12 points. But target two, which as we say is because we got a strong move here. Well, I would have been stopped out. No, actually, let me show you what happened. So target two, we would have taken because that was such a strong move. We'd have taken 20. There we go. We'd taken another 30% off there at 22,888. So we got in at 837, and we got out at 8, call it 8, 8. So 50 points. And then because it's a big old nice move up, I would have pulled. Wait till see what the retrace is like. Obviously, we're within 10 minutes of the open, and then just pull the stop loss up, probably at the bottom of the wick of that initial candle. But obviously, you can see that the next target zone would be this little area here at 22,915, and then 22,922. So these two little peaks here, it's only 5 minute time frame, so these become significant. So as we've had it, see, we had a nice rally up, pivot high, and then down. Uh, Lower high from the one here, lower high from the one back here at 130. There's the low. So there's our leg up, leg down. There's the big leg down, and now we've got a very steep, as you'd expect, rally. Parabolic. So the stochastics are still moving up quite nicely. So these are the next levels to the upside. And as I say, stop loss. Now that candle is completing. Looks like that might be the way. I'm happy to pull the stop loss right up tight here. Remember, we've already taken off. Sorry, camera. We've already taken off. You see that? Okay. Oh, oh, my great big head. Still, there it is. Oh my word! Sorry, you can't see what I'm talking about. What a lunatic. There we are. So this is the uh, this is our long position on the Dow. So there we are. So yeah, that's a bit better, isn't it? There we are. That's our entry here. You see that bit there. This is the DAX, what we do in these early pre-market trades. So our stop loss is now right up at the bottom of this wick. So that's target two. So 30% came off there. 50% came off there. 30% came off there. So we've still got 80% of our risk on. But our stop loss, the red line, is right under the wick of the current candle, and we're locking in any. So even a reverse, the final 20% will take that bit there. So let's just leave it. There we are. So that was as I was saying, as we took that trade, the pre-market low was about to be hit, but that was literally before. So we pivoted quite strongly from the pre-market low. And you say the DAX hasn't been influenced by the Aussie inflation or the US inflation. It's really the news flow that's running that's affecting the German stocks, and futures are higher generally across the board this morning. Euro stock 50 is up 1.27%. DAX has moved quite nicely, and we're still 6 minutes shy of the open. So we're happy to be in there. So if we just remember that's a 2 minute time frame, and we're trading the 5 minutes. So that's where our stop losses here. After that first pivot. So we'll just watch that as that's moving up. The FTSE, I don't normally trade the FTSE, but there we are. The FTSE, very similar turnaround. That was short and that stopped out. Then that went long. In fact, that wouldn't have triggered there. So that would have gone long there at 7:32 on the FTSE. And that's just trended away quite nicely, hasn't it? The FTSE's not that one it would have finally triggered. So we've got after the break of the Bollinger Band. So your first target would have been here. So for the FTSE, the rules, rules. So entry 10, 12, 10,012. First target, the outside of the Bollinger Band. Happy to take 50% off there because we're rallying. And now, so 8 points there on the FTSE from 12 to 20. Stop loss obviously would have been initially down at the bottom, but see how we've rallied, pivoted. That's presumably the day low as well, right on 10,000. So we've gone from 10,000, we've gained 33 points so far, but big volatility at 750 there, just ahead of the open. So if we'd got the stop loss on the second half of that trade a bit too tight, we might have been stopped out. But let's just do it how we would have done it. Our stop loss would have been just there below 10,000. and would have trailed it up. So bang would have gone. Sorry, let's make that green because that's the entry. Make sure you clear for everybody. It's just very simple rule. So that would have been our target. My stop loss would have been up there. That would have gone down against. That would have gone up and up. And to be honest, I would have probably been stopped out because I might have pulled the stop loss up to target one. The volatility of that candle would have probably taken me out. In all honesty, I might have had it just there still halfway, but it still would have taken us out. So successful trade, but they're only half of it. So markets opening in a couple of minutes. Oh, sorry, that's a 2 minute chart, not the 5 minute time frame. Sorry, it's the one from the back. Sorry, let's reassess that. So that would have gone long there. It would have gone long on that one. Sorry, it's not quite as slick as it looks. But we're still above the stop loss would have been there still. Target would have been hit there, target one. And so so stop loss initially would have been still down there, bottom. Obviously, big risk reward there. Sorry, weak risk reward, big, relatively R1 level. This level here from 1016 to 10. Again, it would be under, wouldn't it? Nine. I would have had it under the 10,000 just from a pure psychological point of view. Um, so 1, 2, that's hit target. That's on the completion of that. Actually, no, because I wouldn't have been stopped out. So that would have stayed there. So what would have happened was target target one would have been hit on the wick. That candle completes. I wouldn't have. It wouldn't have been so aggressive to have pulled it right up there. I wouldn't have even probably pulled it there. I would have got it at entry on the 5 minute. So that is still open. It will be there now as we approach the open. So we're looking in this bit here. So we're looking at least another 7 or 8 points. Sorry, 7 or 8 points on the FTSE as well on the 5 minute time frame. The DAX, which is our main trader here at the Open of Europe and the UK, is still in the money. Remember, we put that stop loss was pulled up, so that candle is our first down candle. So I'm going to get super aggressive. I always get caught out by the actual volumes as they come in. Let's just click the volumes on. You see what I'm talking about. And there's the volumes clicking on. The benefited from us so far. There's the down one at 10 to the hour. We are literally a minute from the open at the moment. So we may, and look what we've done. We've taken out, remember we talked about before that the first target and our second target. So if I'd been watching this, I would have closed, I would have had taken, possibly taken some off at that target there, expecting a retrace on the open. So let me just pull up my stop loss. I'll leave it below that wick, and because we're still going to make money even if it retraces down, which it might do, it probably will do on the open. But we've already taken out some of these, so I'd be tempted to close the whole thing, or certainly take another, let's say, another 10% off, having taken out this high from 540. There we go, and off we go. So we next. The whole thing will close at the pre-market high as we move it up. So my stop loss now can come up, and I'm going to bring it up there to guarantee that what we plan to do pre-open. Okay, so the volatility of the open has gone with us. The trend has continued from that low, the pre-market low at 22,800, and here we are at 22,150. So 150 pips from that turn. We got in here. On the during this candle as this candle opened, really, because we've seen a nice strong turn. We've now got first signs of an overbought area. The our blue line has moved into the at 85 has moved into the overbought area. Our orange line, our KNRD line, is still at 73. So we're still moving high. We're still aligned. I'm still happy to sit there and let that move higher. In fact, I'm going to lock in some more. So I'm going to move my stop loss up to that next level there, which took us back to this level here from 140. And then the next upside target is that one there from 125 this morning, which we're just shy of at the moment. So I'm being really aggressive now on open, as you should be, because this is You're locking in the profits. The market hasn't even started yet, and I've already made a nice profit here live before you. It's not made up. It's a very simple strategy. Anybody can trade this strategy. It's just following it and accepting when it's wrong. It's wrong, and you get out. And there we are. So we've got to that level as well now. If we keep going, we'll probably take out the pre-market high as well. So that's ran. I can go off and get my breakfast. As a happy bunny, and we can have a look at the other marks. So let's just leave that running, see what happens, see if we get stuck that when we come back. Looks like we're near the stop loss now. We got about too aggressive, but here's the actual open coming in. There's the 8 o'clock candle, but we're still long. That's very much. And off we go. The FTSE done the same thing. Let's have a look. Now the FTSE is reversed. I can't remember what happened there. FTSE is reversed back to our target one. The DAX hasn't. The DAX might follow suit now, but not yet. So we go still. So it's taken out that level. We've locked our profit in. Next level I said was that 969, 970, and then we're just getting there as well now. So that's hit some stop losses. There we go. So that's quite a key. So this is just peak. The 5 minute candle did stop at 22,970, but we're right at that now. So we might, if we take out the high at 22,990, that obviously we're then within a smidge of 23,000. But I'd be happy to close that out. And I'm going to get a bit more aggressive now with the stop loss. So we're at 45. Let's move it right up here, pretty high there at 70. Now we're at 81. So it'll be closed if we take that. There we go. We're going to close at 990. Just not quite there. The sell is there. Yeah, I'm going to keep that there. Ram it up. There we go. We've gone through 990. 23 has been hit, and we're out at 23. There we are, out at 23. It might just continue up. We've still got a bit more to go on the stochastics here, and we could keep going up and roll over, or keep pitching high. We got as high as 97 on our stochastics. We're still only at 85, so we'll see how we go. But not greedy. I wasn't going to suddenly something happen that turns us around. So nice profit there, as you've seen. Don't make this stuff up, guys. It's a very simple strategy. Remember, we're using the Bollinger Bands and the stochastics. The stochastics set at 1063 with great thanks to a guy called Trevor Neal, one of my heroes in the trading world. And you can see the volatility increasing, the Bollinger Bands widening like a big old bird's mouth here. The volatility is kicked in there on the DAX. And we're started again above 23,000 now, but we're out. We got in at 22,837. We got out at 23,000. So what's that? That's 64, 60. Take the spread off. That's at least 60 pips, 60 points. Pound point is £60. I'll tell you what I trade per point, but we're nicely in the money to start Wednesday. Thank you very much. That's bagged. That's profit. That's off to follow the rules somewhere else. But that's clearly a strong trending market now. We haven't, obviously, here in the mean reversion, this needs to cross before we look to take a short position. And you can see we first touched the Bollinger Band back there at 740. So we have got another trending market. So our trending strategies will be doing well as well. If we just open, let's do them from the bottom up, MACD and SAR. There's the flip. The cross of the MACD was here at 740. So that's got long there, and that's still long, basically. That's got long there, and that's now. I'll have a stop loss probably around about here. midpoint of the Bollinger Band, midpoint of that strong candle, 22,964, and that's still long because it's a trending strategy. Catastrophic losses all the way, stop losses all the way down there at 22,839. I'm not giving any of that back. We started with a stop loss at the turn, which happened to be actually just above the parabolic star. But strong move there, and say both the MACD and the signal line now above zero. So we got a bit of a steep parabolic move, as you can see there. More emphasise there on um, the MACD, but say my stop loss would be round about here to be conservative, but let's be aggressive because it's the start of the day, and I want to give much back. So that's my stop loss. And I've got the whole position open here with the MACD. I wouldn't have taken. I might have taken some off it as we got to 23,000, like we said. I probably would have taken some off actually. Let's be honest. If I'd got in at 867 and got all the way to 23,000, 33 points, so I've taken at least 20 points out of that on the way up, and just see how this continues to move higher. That's the MACD. SAR situation figuring really nicely. The VWAP was shortish, and there's a strong long position there. So at 7:40, remember this is the American time, so that would have gone long on the close of this candle. So you're in filled around about here. Actually, around about the VWAP, and that's also long. And again, trading the stop loss. See the see the difference with the parabolic with the Heikin Ashi candles, guys. I mean, it takes the noise away, Heikin Ashi, but it's not perfect. Nothing is perfect in trading, remember. We'd have got filled at the higher price, so we'd probably got filled on the completion of that candle around about there. So we'd have got in at 22,878. So it's much higher than the other strategies, but the smoothness of it. Remember, no wicks to the south, and the bodies of the candles are key. Like we had a really, really nice run here into close last night, and then it got a bit choppy. Bigger candles here through earlier, and here a nice start to the session. Also for our Heikin Ashi candles, no wicks to the south. Big body candles getting bigger as we went up, bigger again, bigger again. The biggest one so far is now the very first, into the second 5 minutes of the new trading day here at in Europe. So DAX moving through 23,017 at the moment. So that's would have worked out for us as well. The crossing moving average, we've done the MACD, we've done the VWAP. Crossing moving average. I've been short. Thanks very much. Out and short again. Out, short again. That's stopped out. That's gone long there. So that went long at 7:40. And thank you very much. And away we go. So that's long from 22,868 as well. People ask me all these running. Yes, I have these on my bigger portfolio. I have all these systems running, and obviously when we have mean reverting markets, the mean reverting system works better when we've got strong trending markets, which is my bias. All of these trending systems come into their own. So these are, and I have others as well, but so these are the main ones that I run personally on my platform. So long 22,868 on the crossing moving average. Again, stop loss, different ways of doing it. Use the ATR as your target. It was only at 26, so but trail it up. So stop loss is here, but again on the short term 5 minute, 2 minute scalp, and I get a bit more aggressive, obviously trying to lock in profits. But again, stop loss would have been down there to start off with the turn in the market. That's what we're looking for as trend followers. There's the classic trend. The lower the day, as we said earlier, stop loss now would be. Technically it should be there on the 9 period moving average. Remember what we've got here? We've got 21, 9, and 5 moving averages, exponential moving averages, all aligned, going in the right direction. A bit parabolic, I would suggest, but so let's split the difference on my stop loss there. So entry at 22,868, stop loss at 964. So I'm locking in, 100 points. See that 8, 6, yeah, not Egypt, not, yeah, 100 points, isn't it? Let's make it 60, just make it 100 points somehow. And struggling to break, well, not struggling, but we're good 25 points above 23,000. So high of the day, taken out quite nicely. But when we were monitoring it there down at the bottom, up, European stocks getting lifted, but airlines are quite strong this morning. I've just seen EasyJet and um, uh, um, um, Ryanair much higher. The chatter of talks with Iran has lifted the stocks this morning, but we'll see what obviously what comes of that. Gold will have recovered as well, possibly, but there we are. So that's our trading for the morning. Thanks very much. Markets played out. Let's just go back to where we were before. Bitcoin back over 70,000. Let's just go back to my ones with all the lines on. Oh, we didn't do the super trend, did we? Let's super trend here, mate. It'll be a bit boring, but we'll see. We'll have been in the money on that one. I would guess. You never tell. Sometimes it's not always the case. So that'd be short here from 6 o'clock. I got sold out. Oh no, I'm going to stop that there. So that would have been flip there. That's gone there. So we'd have actually got filled there and stopped out there. So it's gone back to the 50 and gone long again. So that's gone long as it. So that's a losing trade, but that's gone long again at 740, unsurprisingly. Obviously, the trend ones correlate quite a lot. So the risk is that if they all go wrong, they all win. It's great on mornings like this. They all go wrong. It's can be quite spooky. But there's the long on the flip from red to green on the super trend, obviously completed and confirmed on the following candle here. But again, break of the 50 moving average. I use the EMA 50 as well to trigger it. Sure, but the super trend itself is obviously a bit slower. Wouldn't have got in till 22,900 here. Let's a bit slower, but we stay in it a bit longer with the super trend. So it would have suggested a long there as the others at 740, but the super trend itself wouldn't have triggered until um, 22,900 on this one. Stop loss here again, but stop loss now here. So again, profits locked in on the strong trend on the open, and you've got to be in it to win it, as they say. And that's the stop loss on that one. We may be running higher, all on chatter about the talk with Iran. There's some very obtuse things that Trump said outside the aeroplane yesterday about they've offered us something really good to do with the oil and gas market, not nuclear, but oil and gas market. He said to trade. Very, very obtuse comment, but it's lifted sentiment. So stocks are firmer in Europe, and the US futures, I guess similar there we are. US futures also firmer. So it was long. That's been long there, and whatever time that was. The Nasdaq, using the Nasdaq as an example, that went long at 710. Interesting, ahead of the 740 on the Nasdaq. There's a little trend line. Stop loss again down the bottom of the turn where we are here. Actually, when it's against it, bashed up. We could have entered again there. It's gone through there. Trend following, remember, so could have entered, and this would have been added to there. That's how this system works. Well, the MACD is on here, but we don't actually use the MACD. We see the strength of the MACD on this move, so added to on this one as well. And off we go. 24,300 has been taken out now on the Nasdaq, so above the key, 24,000 level quite strongly. And off we go to the upside for the Nasdaq. Yeah. So let's just go back to where we were looking at crypto, weren't we? Bitcoin back over 70,000 and moving quite strongly, 70,800, 890, so 71,000 in its target this morning. Where's There we are. To the upside. Sorry, let me just see this. I'm talking to myself. Oh, there is some chat. Oh my word, I'm sorry. Hamza, just tell me about Aussie is 4.1 and Euro is still Euro Aussie's going long. What are you trading? Can't see. It's a bit blurry, says Tiny Mates. Oh, that's not good. Perhaps we need a new screen. Right. Perhaps we need a new screen. Sorry, I was trading the DAX. I was at the beginning. Tiny Mix, it was, wasn't it? Sorry, I haven't commented on. Really, really, Hamza, Tiny Mix. I'm sorry. I apologise. I didn't have my chat on. Hamza saying, "Tell me Aussie is 4.10 and off. Is that the euro? Is 220 still going long? Euro Oz still going long? I'll check that for you, Hamza, if you want to. I'll put something on the Discord group, Hamza and Tiny Mix, and I'll have a word with the. Is it the screen you can't see? Is it too small? Let me know, my friends. Um, I'll send you a note on Discord if you're on our Discord group, guys. The thing I forgot to mention as well, this one, in my blurry screen, we are starting our. We're very, very excited, as it said on my YouTube banner here. Something big is coming. If we click to our competitions tab in our Discord channel, you can see we have got April. Spring is springing here in the northern hemisphere in Europe and here in London. Hopefully the weather improves. It's horrible today. It's pretty horrible in Cyprus. My daughter was telling us, and my colleagues. So hope it stops raining, guys. I know you're not used to it. As I say in Cyprus, don't burn your doors until March is out, and we are still got to get to the end of March. 25th today. Everyone's on holiday in Cyprus, um, so competition starts. Registration opens today. Today, get yourself registered, guys. The competition doesn't start till the 6th of April. Um, Deadline is the 5th. So Sunday, close of business on Sunday night is the close of the registration deadline. We kick off on Monday morning, and first place brings you $1,000 instant funding MT4, MT5 account and a $500 cash reward. Second place, half that, 50,000 and a $250, and third place, $25,000 instant funded account with 150 dollars cash available, and we pay all the way down to sixth place. Sixth place gets a 5,000 instant funding account, MT5 account. Everybody loves MT5. I should get mine going on here, but I've got Trade Locker at the moment, so, and a $20 voucher for sixth place. So register here, my friends. Very straightforward. It's open now. So you create an account or log into your account, register for the free contest, and start trading. Don't sleep on this, as we say. We don't run free contests like this often. Whether you're a seasoned trader or looking to test your strategy against the competition, this is your shot at proving yourself with zero financial risk. So take one. If you have got a strategy, take one of mine. See how you get on with it. It's all about application. It's all about the edge that you have. The strategy works, guys. What can I say? I've been doing this for years and years and years. Take those strategies. They don't work all the time, obviously. It's not the best in the world, but I'm not giving these for free. I'm not going to give you the tricks and the true details of my full trading platform. I've worked years and spent a lot of money getting that right. But these are things that work. If you can stick to them, they're more than good enough. So click the link. Global Trading Challenge. Get a go, guys. Either open your account or log into your account. The leaderboard will update automatically. So give it a go. Okay, you got nothing, absolutely nothing to lose, of course. Either get your account registered, and we'll see you at the end of April. When does it actually close? Because it doesn't actually say. Does it say a close date? It doesn't actually say when it closes now, guys. I'm guessing it closes at the end of April. Does it run right to the end of April? Anyway, so we don't do competitions very often, but do come and join us. So let me just get rid of that. Right, guys, sorry about that tiny mix. I will have a look at the screen. Hamza, Euro, Oz is what you're asking for. I always say, put in your question. I didn't see you. So, Hamza, please accept my humble apologies for not having the right screen open. I should have it set on some sort of audio. I know when somebody's bleeping me. Right, what's Euro Oz telling me? I don't know what time frame you're trading this Euro Oz. So, but let me just go through what I would have done. So, what's the daily time frame telling me? Start the daily. What's happening? Well, we've been in a big old downtrend. Euro weakening against the stronger Aussie dollar, right into this bottom here. Let's turn the volume off. Right into the bottom here at the middle of March, and again, we've had this move from the middle of March from lots of forex currencies. So the euro's come back against the dollar. It's had against the Aussie. It's had a consistent move. So 161. 43 was the low for the Euro Oz. You're talking about Aussie's 4-1 and Euro is 250 still. Oz going long. All right, you're talking about three different things there, Hamza, I think. The Euro, I don't know what 4 is. Aussie 4-1. Anyway, Euro Oz. This is the Euro Oz. It's still going strong. Yes, so it's the key break was there on the 20th. So the daily went long here on the 20th. You can see this strategy. The daily went long on what you would have got that. Oh, yeah, that would have the daily would have triggered long there. So that is still long, basically, on an end of day basis. So the trend is up now, and it was initially triggered on the 17th. It was confirmed on the 20th when it went above the 20-day moving average. Okay, there may be some resistance. The top of that candle, which now corresponds to the top of the Bollinger. See this candle here? From the 1st of May, so the first trading day of March, we got as high as 167.30. That's more or less where the top of the Bollinger Band is now, 167, 167.10. In fact, it's a bit higher than that, there through there, just above the Bollinger Band. But it's still long. There's no reason to get out of that long. So if you're trading this on a short-term basis, you'd want to be taking, aware of the higher time frame is to the upside. So the daily time frame is long. The hourly time frame is consolidating at highs. So we've had a rally and a move up here, a bit of a retrace rally, and we're sort of stuck here, aren't we, at 166.70. We can't get above 166.65 really is the top of the hourly chart there. So that's our resistance since when was this? Yesterday morning. So we've gone sideways into the Aussie inflation. We went down last night. We ticked up on the data this morning, but we can't break high. We can't break over there. 66, 160, 1.6660 is the top of the resistance today. So that's your area to break above and through if this is going to go long again. So, just make that a dotted line and a dashed line there. Make it two so I can see it. The screen's not very good. You see, the screen's not very good mix. Yeah. So that's our resistance to the upside. Our support today is initially there at 66.62, the 20-hour moving average, which has held since 1 o'clock this morning. So that's quite positive. Back down again. So but it's sideways. There's nothing really happening. This is still moving up. This would have, using this mean reverting strategy, would have gone long on that cross there, confirmed on that one there. So you got there. So that would have been your long position on the Aussie euro, and is still long. Stop loss would have initially been down there. And my stop loss now, I got a bit bored with it, to be honest. My stop loss would be here, the bottom of our entry candle at 66.16. It's not going anywhere because we got in as it broke above and it's run out of steam. So first resistance is through there. So I might have, in fact, first resistance is through there. So it's not having gone anywhere. As the first, a bit like we saw on the DAX here on the hourly chart. So first resistance, I might have closed some of it out on that area there, given it not done much at 66.65. But let's just look at 5-minute time frame. Again, doesn't look like it's doing much. Yeah, it's not doing much at all. Sideways. That's gone short there at 7.55. It's a nice short, in fact. That's worked out quite nicely. So there, target And if you pulled the stop loss down a bit too aggressively, so that to that, then pulled the stop loss would have been there initially. Yeah, it might have been stopped out on that candle there at 10, but then we've gone short again because it's gone down. The continue still continuing, so it re-entered on that one there at 66, 166.32. It's gone against the money, but stop loss there now, so it's still moving to the downside. Um, yeah, Euro Aussie's long on a high time frame. Aussie 4.1. I don't understand what you mean by 4.1 what and Euro 2.5. That's not against the dollar. Are you talking about against the? I don't understand that. Hands up. Let me send you a message when we're done. And presumably, Tiny Mike's at 4 minutes past. It was the DAX, wasn't it? My head was too big. It was a bit like this, and you couldn't see. And I had the DAX on, and it wasn't very. Let me just see what that looked like for you. It's 8:30. I'm going to wrap this up now. And DAX, that's here. Oh, let's see, that looks, oh, looks all right. Hmm, okay. Anyway, I'm going to finish with the DAX. DAX, guys. I'm not sure what to say. So, right, what this is telling me now, my friends, is we've got a cross. So this is going short. So our stop loss from our long, okay, on that cross there. In fact, it's happening now, isn't it? I'm out of this now. Okay, I would have closed completely um, here. So we're out on this. Why we're saying we're out? Because my mean reverting strategy is now saying we've run out of steam and I've got our first cross. So I'm not necessarily going to start to go short. I'm going to leave that because we've had a really, really good run. Remember, we did all this live. I just went live. I'd taken that position on my platform and copied it on here as we were going live at 7:30. So we were long from 22,837, and we were finally closed out at 23.36 for the final 20%. Remember what we did? 50% out on that first burst. Obviously, a bit conservative now looking at it, but didn't know what was going to happen. 30% out, so our 80%, our 20% has run all the way there. So from 22,837, we've gone all the way to 23.36. So thank you very much. Strategy's worked again, and that's looking to confirm a now short position for a little while. But I've had a nice run. I'm going to go and get some breakfast and miss that. I'll put that trade on. I'm going to go. So I'm going to leave you. So what? Let me just make a note of that. So we got in it. I don't remember. 22. 8:37. Because I'm going to put all these on as well. 81, and final T3, if you like, the final 20% actually went the furthest. So be a bit too scared at 23.36. That now is triggering a short position. So we're now going to short in completion of this candle. So we go short. I'm just going over here. And actually, let's do this. We got a little. We can do this live, if you like. So we're going to short. Remember against the trend here. Actually, let me just put a stop this one first. So we're going to sell. I want a stop loss. What do you see? Our stop loss. I want a stop loss at 23.72. 23.72. And we're selling. So there we are. There you see our stop loss is now there. Our entry was actually there. What we got in, and our target one is all the way down there. It might take some off the pre-market because this is a strong market, isn't it? And it may do what it's done here. First cross hasn't worked out. Buy before it goes, but we'll see. Let's set let's, the um, let's edit it. Take profit. Where do we say it was? 22,971. 22. I'm going to go off 9. Obviously, I wouldn't normally 22, 9, 7, 9, 1, 7, 9, 1, 7 is where the actual line is, so we confirm that, and we can go away and see what happens. Target's all the way down there. Entry was here. Stop loss is a bit tight. And sometimes I'm actually going to put the stop loss a bit. Stop loss a bit, maybe up to the. Um, a bit above that wick at 82. Just there's a bit of breathing space. And there we are, out the money at the moment because we are in a really strong trend, and this might all spillage out, but we did get short, having had a really, really nice long run from there. What's that one? From pre-market low, so a bit of profit taking. Excuse me. And it looks like that maybe reversing automatically. But anyway, let's see what happens. I will leave you and Hamza and Mike. I will. I'll just, 12. Screen. So might need a better screen or a better camera. A bit of an upgrade now. We've got a new office. All right, take care, everyone. I will see you tomorrow. We are what's happening tomorrow? It's Thursday. It's weekly claims at 12:15. Still, the European and London and Australia and New Zealand all moved to well, Australia and New Zealand moved to winter time. We moved to summertime here on Sunday, so the clocks go back. So we moved from GMT to British Standard Time. It doesn't affect you, the change of clocks. GMT is the key still, and it looks like as I'm standing here, we're going to get the DAX is moving to new highs for the day. So unemployment claims tomorrow. We'll be live for that. As I say, it's still 12:15 GMT. So that stays at 12:15. Obviously, my time. Sorry, this time will change. GMT won't change tomorrow, and we're doing a wrap up of the week on Friday. Next week is Easter week here in the UK, and I'm away around every day next week. So anyway, take care, everyone. I will see you tomorrow. Hope you've got some of those DAX and FTSE moves, whatever strategy we're using. Nice start to the day again. Do join me live for these events. Don't make this stuff up. It works. And join our competition, guys. Enjoy, have some fun, and there's nothing to lose. Take care, everyone. All the best. Bye bye. See you tomorrow.